Hello everyone, welcome to third episode of our talk show, which is Srijan Code to Creation. I'm your host Kuldeep Sahu, and today our topic is art of running a team. So we have man of today here, Aditya Chasta. So I don't think he needs any kind of introduction. So hi Aditya,
Hi, Kuldeep.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also good. So let's start with questions and answers. So I will ask you some questions
Sure.
regarding like art of running a team.
Okay.
So questions will be formal. You can answer in informal ways. Okay.
Okay.
So what does being a team lead means to you in IT?
So being a team lead, I would say, like, first thing that I will prefer is you have certain team members with you. Okay. So you don't need to consider them as your subordinates. Instead, just consider them as your team members, and you have to be with them in every situation. And along with this, at the same time, it is your role and responsibility that along with your growth, you are ensuring that they are also learning something new day by day. And if they are stuck, of course, you are there to help them.
So next question is how do you balance between your technical work and team responsibilities?
Okay, so technical work and team responsibilities. So I would say when I was transitioning from a senior developer to a team lead. Okay, so initially I faced this challenge, and my team members also face this challenge. Like if they are being promoted to a team lead, so what they face, they are explaining some requirement to their team member. Okay, but at the same time they think कि यार इसको मैं समझाऊंगा इतनी देर में तो मैं खुद ही कर लूंगा. But it is not your role to do that task by yourself. Instead, it is your duty to explain him the task and get the job done from him.
Right. We face this
So-
kind of situation a lot of times.
So if you have enabled your team member, then of course your workload is balanced, and now you have your own time to focus on your own work.
So as you know, like we work in IT, right?
Mhm.
So like we have a lot of deadlines. So how do you motivate your team members to work in pressure situations or challenging deadlines?
Let's say the situation is, as you are mentioning, pressure situation. Then I'm assuming we are approaching some go live, or either we are approaching some UAT release. Okay. So first thing that I'll tell to my team members is that, see, whatever work that you have done over the past few months, let's say 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever time that was, it's time to show the result. If we just push a little bit more ourselves during this 1 week or 2 week, then all of our hard work will make this project success. Otherwise, we'll all struggle.
So next question is a lot of technologies are coming, like, and technologies are getting updated day by day, right? So how do you motivate your team to keep learning?
So in a particular team, there can be some resources who are proactively learning something new day by day. Okay, they will go through the release notes and try the new thing. There will be some members, until unless you don't give them something new to work on, they'll not be able to catch that thing. Okay, so first thing that you will have to identify. Second thing, what you can do is you can ensure if your team member has learned something new. So you can ensure that, okay, you can plan a session, be it with a small group apart from your team, or be it a session organization wide, so that he gets recognition. If he is getting recognition, be it a small recognition, of course it will act as a motivation for him. And even in TechMatrix that we are doing, if I have done some training, we are distributing certificates, and on one instance we distributed Amazon vouchers as well.
It is great, like if you recognize someone, so it doesn't only motivate
Yeah.
him, so it motivates other person as well to learn, right? My next question is, so how do you handle conflict within the team?
Okay, first connect with the individuals separately, understand their concerns, like where is the conflict. Conflicts can be कि इसने मेरा कोड उड़ा दिया, इसके इस वैलिडेशन की वजह से मेरा ये फंक्शनैलिटी ब्रेक हो गई और ये बग रिपोर्ट हो गया. ठीक है,
Right.
we'll first understand the concerns, then we'll get on a joint call and tell both of them that, okay, at this you are wrong at this thing and you are wrong at this thing, because it cannot be something like every time only one person is wrong. गलती दोनों एंड से ही होगी.
Next question is like we can have any project, right, where changes are very frequent, correct? So in this kind of project, so how do you maintain the quality of work?
Okay, so frequent changes are coming, and I'm sure those changes, if the project is in initial stage, then there will be, I mean, frequent changes will not be there. Correct. Later on, yes, there can be frequent changes when we go UAT or even during go live phase. There can be frequent changes, but if we set a practice in initial days of the project only, like okay, we have to follow certain standards, we have to follow best practices, we have to ensure that okay, our implementation is top notch. So if let's say team takes 5 days or 10 days to adapt to this practice, so even during the time of frequent changes, they will, I mean, at least our implementation will be up to the standards only. Okay, and we can maintain a development tracker so that things like overridden can be avoided.
So in geopolitics, we have India and Pakistan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this like same in a team, we have developers and QA.
Okay.
So how do you manage collaboration between them?
Okay, but I don't think our QAs are Pakistani.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
we all are part of TechMatrix only.
I'm not considering anybody as India, anybody as Pakistan. So
At the end, we are working towards the same goal, that our project should be a success. It should be, I mean, the build that we are releasing should be of good quality. Okay, so let's say QA has reported some bugs. Developer will come to me that QA has reported this bug, but I don't think this is a valid bug. Okay, and at the same time, QA will say that this is a blocker for me. So first thing that I'll tell to developer that okay, no worries, we'll get on a call with QA and see if these are bugs or not. Then we can definitely review the bugs, and some of them can be some understanding gaps, or some of them are platform limitations only because we are in Salesforce, right?
right.
And some of them will be bugs because it is the job of QA to report the bugs. Even if you are, no matter how good a developer you are, there will be bugs in your implementation, and that's the QA's job to identify those bugs. Okay, so yes, there will be bugs, so you will have to accept that okay, yes, these are the bugs, and you can tell the QA that okay, this is a bug and we'll get it fixed.
As we know, we all know, like we have multiple
Mhm.
offices in India, right? Like in Jaipur, in Dharamshala, in Noida. We have office in Singapore as well, and we are exploring more, right?
Right.
So in this kind of situation, we have remote team or distributed team. So how do you manage communication between them?
So for communication, of course, Google Chat is there, but our approach should be more proactive, because even if team is working remotely, one team member is in Jaipur, one is in Noida, let's say, and one is in Dharamshala. Okay, so even in that case, it should not be like I have pinged someone for a dependency and waiting for his response. No, I have pinged him. Then if I'm not getting a response, then I can call him and get the dependency resolved, because at the end we are working towards the same goal, right?
So now, what are your expectations from your team, or what are your consideration for a good team?
Let's say if any team member is getting onboarded in my team, first thing that I'll tell him or tell her that these are the certain set of guidelines that we are following during implementation. These are the frameworks that we are going to follow, and all you have to do is just follow these instructions. And even after that if things go wrong, then don't worry, I'm here. But and one more thing that I tell them, that never afraid of asking questions. You may think that it is a silly question, but even in that case, you can come to me and ask the question. And let's say if I'm explaining you something, it is not clear to you, ask me again, I'll again explain it to you. You can ask me 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, but I'll explain it.
So my next question is, so if you had a superpower as a lead, so what would it be?
Let's say if there is a data migration scenario in any project and we are migrating the data via data loader. Okay, so we have to apply VLOOKUPs in Excel, right? So I tell my team members that VLOOKUP ऐसा आना चाहिए कि नजरों से 2 कॉलम्स देखे और VLOOKUP लग जाए. ठीक है, तो I would like to have an extended version of this superpower, that okay, I have read a requirement, now I'll look at VS Code screen, then requirement is implemented.
I must say that that is something everybody wants. So my next question is, what is the most common things your team says in your stand-up calls?
First thing, if our stand-up is in early morning, there are times then that I'm calling the team members and okay, yaar, call pe aa jao. Second thing, they will say that okay, I'll get this done by first half by lunch, or maybe by 2 p.m. 3 p.m. But later on, if I connect with, I mean, it doesn't happen very frequently, but there are times when this happens. I'll connect with them at 3 p.m. Okay, abhi isme time lagega.
I think we all suffer from this
Yes.
thing. So, okay. So, can you share a moment when your team surprised you?
It was 2 years back during one of our implementation where there was a requirement that has to be done via some manual work, and we thought that it will take 1.5 or 2 days. It was some metadata updation or bulk list view updation, something like that. We explored all the possible options that it cannot be done via some script or some Salesforce related script or some tool. Okay.
Mhm.
Then there was a developer. He was a shadow resource at that time in that project, so we gave that task to him that okay, he will complete it in 2 days. I guess a couple of hours later, he came to me and said that, sir, this task is done. Then we looked at how it is done. So he wrote some Python script and he was reading coordinates from screen that, okay, this field is there. He was getting that value from the coordinates and preparing that data in the Excel sheet. So it was amazing.
So, like we receive a lot of requirements from client, right?
Mhm.
So, have you received any weirdest requirement from client?
We were at client side only during our UAT session. So there was a requirement to send some link in WhatsApp and SMS. Okay, and that link was to be of a Salesforce record. So since it is a Salesforce record, link was quite large, and so customer asked us to shorten that link. So we said, if you need to shorten this URL, you can procure some URL sorting service, then we
Right.
can use it. So customer denied, no, we are not going to pay anything extra. Then customer showed something in his system only. He opened Excel, pasted a URL, and converted into a hyperlink saying click here. He copied that, pasted it in Gmail, and told me, can't you do something like this? Me and one of my colleague was there. We were looking at each other, and it was like a slow clap moment. Yes, sir, what an idea.
So it was like a mic drop moment from client side, right? Okay. So can you please share any moment, right? Any leadership moment you are proud of?
Yes, it was during an implementation where our UAT went very bad, and within a couple of days, we all realized that okay, there's some miss from each one's end. So as a team, like everyone worked hard for approx 2.5 months, stretched every night, and no one. There was no need of motivation to any individual. Everyone was taking the ownership and delivering the task. So it was a great moment.
What was the most challenging project for you, and what you have learned from that project?
There are multiple challenging projects. First one I would say was Swiggy. I learned a lot from Swiggy. You can say Swiggy opened another dimension of my thought process that okay, we can think in this way as well. Swiggy's technical team was very strong, so we got to learn a lot from them, and I got a chance to closely work with. I guess he was India's first CTA, Deepu Chako, with him, and it was first instance where we performed load testing in TechMatrix. And from PNB, what I learned was what to do and what not to do.
So my next question is: so what is your reaction when somebody from your team says it works on my machine?
So I'll deny that claim immediately until unless I see that it can be a network issue. Otherwise, I'll deny it. I'll tell the resource to get on a call with QA. Let's say QA is facing the issue, but developer is not able to replicate it. I'll tell him to get on a call with QA and tell him that you can tell the QA to replicate the issue, and parallelly you can check the logs in the background and find the issue. But you cannot say that it is working on my machine.
So if somebody is from your team
Mhm.
is in stress, so how do you spot that?
Let's say I am reviewing some functionality that the developer has built, and something breaks. It is an internal review only, and something breaks. Developer may get stressed, and he will tell that, okay, I'm fixing it right now. But while fixing it, it may happen that they can panic, right? So
Right.
what I'll tell them is to wait, and then I'll tell them to think and then do it. And it is not just about when you are in stress. Every time when you are doing anything, first thing that I'll tell, that you first analyze that what you need to do, what is the best way that you can do. I mean, what can be the best optimized way, and then start working on it. You cannot immediately read the requirement and start coding.
So Aditya, this is last question for
Okay.
our session today, and I think many of senior software engineers are here, so they would also want to know this. So what advice would you give them? So someone who wants to become a team lead.
Anyone who wants to become a team lead, the first thing is he should be ready for the challenges. Okay, and as I mentioned in my, I guess it was first or second question, I don't know. As I mentioned that initially you will face the challenge that ये काम तो इसको मैं समझाऊंगा इतनी देर में मैं खुद ही कर लूंगा. But
Right.
no, as a team lead, you have to enable your team so that they make your job easy. Okay, and you should be continuously learning as well. And initially, as I mentioned, you will have to put extra efforts to overcome this challenge.
Now our team is here who wants to ask some questions to you.
Sure.
So team, the stage is set for you.
Any questions?
So, like, I want to ask that what is the difference between tech lead and technical architect?
So tech lead is closely involved with the developers. At times, he or she may have to get the hands dirty and write the code as well. Okay. And when we say technical architect is overall designing the project architecture, on what scale our implementation is going to work. Although even as a tech lead, you should consider that, okay, on what volume of data your solution is going to work. But primarily this job is of technical architect. What will be the different systems that are going to communicate with each other. And even at the time of architecture design, first thing that should come to your mind is on what scale of data our solution is going to work, and what are the out of the box things of Salesforce that we can utilize. We have to identify the integration touch points. Okay, and if there is any challenge that, okay, if we are going to do this via Salesforce, then we should highlight as an architect.
So thank you, Aditya, for giving your valuable time.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone
Thank you.
for joining us in this session.